Hi guys, I'm up in the mountains today and not really what you'd call optimal lighting conditions, but a bit of a grey day. But this is the essence of kind of life and feeling the true force of nature here as we go through this. Not feeling it all together exactly on my iPod, I suppose, but why not have a look? I'm just going to shut up and let you enjoy this. I love this old road. This was how you got from the big sort of town in Carmarthen out to the coast back in the day, before they sort of built all the nice new fast-moving roads. And I really like this one. It's usually quite quick to drive along it because everyone prefers to be sort of stuck in the traffic jams on the main road, because that apparently goes a little bit faster. What can you say? But I've known this road since before I lived out here. It's something that a friend of mine who lived here introduced me to when I first came here, and I just love it. Coming down the other side now, actually, we've just gone over the top and we're coming down the other side now. And I don't often come this way. I don't come this way as often as I'd like to, but I came this way today and I'm really glad I did. It reminds me of why I came here in the first place, and sort of what matters to me about being out here. It has been built up a little bit. There's just a few more buildings up here than there were, but it's really not much actually. I suppose because it's too high in the hills. I mean, it's been a long drive actually here to get to this point from Carmarthen, but it's a long drive to where I live. It's just one of those kind of places where isolated people like to come and live in isolated areas, don't they? And I'm afraid I'm rather one of them. But we'll go down a fabulous road in a second actually. It's really, really narrow. It would have been just wide enough to kind of run your cows and sheep up and down back in the day. And there are still many farms on it actually. So yeah, it doesn't look like a main road. Let's just straighten you up a bit there, that's better. Doesn't look like a main road, does it? But we are going to turn onto something much less main now. Here we go. Of course, there's got to be some dirty old signs standing around, isn't there? It's all part of life. I'm really strongly hoping I don't meet a car coming the other way, or any other vehicle actually. There's like just room for a bicycle to get past, but I'd have to stop and be safe with that, I think. But so far, every time in 30 years that I've driven down here, I haven't had to reverse out of the way for anything. So I'm asking the angels we'll get all the way to the bottom without anything like that. I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but I can see kind of houses and stuff in the distance now. Very far distance, I'm glad to say. Yeah, civilization is appearing. This is just so civilized, it really is. I mean, It's just wonderful. It's been tarmacked because there were dairy farms up at the top once when we still had a dairy industry, and the roads were all sort of tarmacked over in the 1980s and early 90s until the dairy herds started dying out. There are still some here in Wales actually, just not as many as there were, and they're not up beautiful alleyways like this, miles from anywhere, if you know what I mean. They have to be somewhere it makes sense to be, that's near the road and everything. So, you know, this lifestyle up here, sadly, is pretty much died out. There are people who've got sheep in the fields, and you know, there's the odd horse about. So it's not completely dead, but oh dear, it's a shadow of what it used to be. And I wonder what will happen up here. It's not the sort of place that property developers would want to build a lot of houses, but at the same time they might. Excuse me, they might, because there is a housing shortage everywhere you look, and I guess they're going to have to put them somewhere. And if I can live up here, why oh why can't they? That's what I'd like to know. Not actually above the rainbow here, but really are way up high. So far so good, no other cars at all on this bit. I don't mind meeting them on other bits, just not this one, it's kind of tight. Might just fit a car down here, and a bicycle maybe. There we are. And someone is repairing Fiat 500 Grand Puntos. I think I'd diversify a bit if I was him. Don't know how much money you're going to make out of like only doing one car. So we've been in the back of Beyond. We're sort of getting towards the front of Beyond now. It's still very beyond, but there's actually going to be road markings quite soon. Right down by the river now, and there have been some floods in the last few weeks, I think. Certainly there was one a couple of months ago, but I think we've had more and more of those. Now we are just going to step outside of Beyond, just for a matter of seconds actually. Just got to go across the main road. There used to be some pubs open down here. No one seems to have the money to go drinking in a pub anymore, which is a kind of a shame actually. Yes. So I used to walk down here. This is about 4 miles from where my house is at the moment, and I used to walk down here quite regularly to have a drink of an evening. But there are actually 3 pubs there, And now there's one of them which opens sometimes, and you've got to be in the know, and just every now and again it opens for a little while, a couple of hours. But I'm not in the know. I don't know who you've got to know to get in that pub. There we are, we're right away from civilization again, heading up the mountain. Back in the world where the trees are in charge. I like it that way. Trees just don't cause any trouble, do they? Well, you can fall on people's houses sometimes, I guess. But most of the time, most of the accidents with trees are because of people trying to cut them down. If trees ruled the world, things would be a lot better, I think. Probably not a lot would get done, but isn't that half the trouble? You know, so much gets done. I mean, that's why it's gone so quiet here, why there are no, very few businesses, and actually no businesses at all out in this neck of the woods, just in my little bit here. It's gone down and down, and it's because you can do things faster in the town of Carmarthen, where I've just come from. You can do things fine, you can do things faster in any town, really. But the faster we go, the quicker we just seem to burn through resources, and then, you know, that's just not that good, is it, really? I was out with my daughter in a gaming shop once, spending her birthday money. And while we were queuing up to get the game she wanted to buy, there was two young boys in front of us, and one was boasting to the other that, yeah, he'd got the best game in there for Christmas. There was this new game that was really hard to do, and he said, yeah, oh, it took him nearly 2 hours to get through the levels. And it just seemed a terrible waste to me, you know, sort of rush through the levels as quick as you can. I know this is a video game, not a guided meditation, but, you know, why do you want to get through a video game as quick as that? Could have had a lot more fun with it, I'm sure. Don't know what my daughter thought of that, though. I think she liked to get through hers as quick as she could. But this is what we've got to do, so we've got to get through things, get through our resources as quick as we can. Pretty soon there'll be more resources and we can use those. Or, that's what they keep telling us, but resources are running out everywhere. Everywhere you look, everywhere you think about, everywhere you see on the news, resources are running out. And one of the biggest resources of all is just the human patience, the human mind, the human ability to tune into love and light and laughter and higher energies, higher frequencies. It's all taking a back seat, but you know, it never goes away. There's always a pulse to these things. Around 1999, the spiritualist churches were full because everyone thought the millennium bug was going to cause problems, and kind of wanted the psychic knowledge and the calming down of that. And there have been other things. When there's 2012, everyone thought they were going to die in 2012, so the churches were full again. They're empty now, but people are starting to take an interest because 2020 is coming up. I'm going to make a video about 2020 soon, because it is quite important. Well, it's very important in spiritual terms. But I don't think there's going to be an apocalypse anytime soon. I was more or less willing to believe that the millennium bug could have happened in the year 2000. And I was hoping it wasn't, because of all the people's lives it would affect. And, you know, hospitals would go wrong and, you know, nothing would work properly. It have very serious implications. But at the same time, part of me wouldn't have minded if we'd gone back to having a world where computers were kind of they weren't all joined up and talking to each other like they are now, you know. You still kind of had to get the job done. And here we are back at the track of destiny. Da, 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 da. Such a relief to get back here. Such a relief. But then I'm so lucky, you know, just about everyone I've seen on my travels lives out there, lives in that. I'm even, you know, a little bit better off than the people who live in the village, but you know, either way, it's wonderful to have nature around us like this. And I've said this in many videos, but I mean, it's a true thing, and you know, the problem hasn't gone away. And the problem that I'm thinking is that just, you know, if we didn't actually cover everything with so much concrete, you could have a lot of green areas and places just like this in the middle of town. And every big infrastructure development, you know, needs its deep concrete foundations, and certainly couldn't be somewhere like this. But the Victorians were good, and I know in the States and Canada, the people running your countries in those eras put in parks, put in amenities. Obviously still kind of think about the national parks. Oh. Excuse me guys, I'm just looking through my mail here. Well, the mail was no fun. I made a separate video out of what I said after I looked in the mail, because it's kind of one of those things, so look out for that one. It's coming up soon. There is my huge pile of junk. Here is me again, and I've made it back, so thanks ever so much for watching, guys. There we go, a video that was not about tarot readings, just for once. There will be more readings coming up very soon, though. Thanks a lot, everyone who's liked, subscribed, and generally supported the channel. It means a lot, it really does. Okay, so I'll be along soon. Thumbs up, please, if you've enjoyed it. Subscribe, tap that bell, leave me a comment. We'll share the journey, and I'll see you soon. Peace.